Welcome to the NFL Monday Night Football pregame talk. Buffalo Bills versus Denver Broncos with the coach, Coach Coyote. Tonight's game will be played at 8:15 p.m. on ESPN. It's saying that the slumping Bills seek a spark as they prepare to host the rested Broncos. Can the Bills get back in the win column versus the Broncos? It says that the rut the Bills have find themselves in has grown so deep. Running back Latavius Murray called an offensive players only meeting to remind his teammates just how much talent is the on the Bills roster. So I'm thinking now that that's nothing new. That's been done before, and it just takes someone to just say, "Hey, let's have a team meeting and players only," and remind each other that we are a team and we are good and we have the talent in this room. And the reason I'm thinking just players only is just so you're not influenced by what a, what someone says. And you got the coaches right there, and it just it's actually a good idea, I think, as a players only meeting. It doesn't signify to me, anyways, that anything is bad is happening in Buffalo, that they need a players team meeting only. I feel it's just standard when just you know it's just a concern, a concern that we're not going to be focused on this game. Mostly I think that Latavius Murray is trying to just say to his team to like say, let's focus on this game. Let's not make any mistakes, mental errors, and we can win this game outright if we just play our game. And we have to do our part on the offense is to keep the defense on our bench, to have some sustained drives if possible. But if you're scoring very quickly, you got to score. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna keep running because I want to slow the pace of the game down." And no, you don't really. You got the opportunity to score, you score. Now there are a lot of variables that happen in the game. Now, mostly that whoever wins the toss, if they defer or kick, okay, let's just say if whatever team defers, then the team that receives. Okay, now after if it's they get the ball on the 25-yard line and they start their first drive of the game. Now the team will already have 8 plays set. If it all goes well, then they continue on with their game plan. But adjustments are made in the second drive and the third drive from the defense that they'll notice that the then it has to then the plays have to come. They can't just use a scripted sheet for the plays anymore. Now they're gonna have to come up with which play to use based on what they've seen from the defense and what the defense is giving them. No. Now we could look at the Vegas odds point spread, which has Buffalo at minus 7.5, which brings Denver to the plus 7.5. The over under is 47.5. Now, I have the thumbs up on the Denver. I think that Buffalo will win. I feel that Buffalo is going to win this game, but they're not going to be winning over more than a touchdown. So that's why I would pick Denver. But if you want to say straight up who is going to win, that that should go to Buffalo then. So this is what the spread. Now, if we no, I'm taking Denver with the spread, and I am going to think that Buffalo is not going to cover the spread. But I still feel that Buffalo is going to win this game. They are going to win, but they're going to win either by a touchdown or less. Now, the over and under 47.5, and I went with the under. Now, I don't think both teams combined are going to score more than 47 points. Okay, so now what could go wrong with my predictions up there? Okay. Buffalo winning by more than 7 points, that's a possibility. They can win by 10, which make it a touchdown with an extra point and a field goal. That covers the spread. The over-under and the over, it could, the over could be, either a Buffalo runaway, like by the fourth quarter they're already scoring. Both teams combined scoring over 47. But for right now, it's tough for me to see that right now. I don't see it right now. Tuesday morning quarterback is when it's going to be. Tuesday morning armchair quarterback is when I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I was wrong on that. Like tonight, I'll be watching the game with the Coach Coyote there, and Coach doesn't get into gambling. He just likes to just watch the game, analyze what he sees, and tomorrow we'll do the coach's clipboard on it, and I'll review his clipboard. I'll read over his clipboard. Like I said, once in a while I'll ask the coach for a game when I'm stuck, and that's about it. But I don't want to reveal what the coach says because I don't want to. Because the coach, like he just said it earlier, he doesn't want to get into the gambling aspects of it because it's not an official stat. For me, I like to put in the gambling aspect of the pregame talk is to give a feel of what like professional pundits that like have a lot of stake on this game and years of experience to try to predict a game that will come close to what they're saying. You know they're very close. You know, lots of times they're very close. So that's not like everything that says right there when it comes like the point spreads and the over unders. Like those are just gambling, and those are just for gambling statistics, and does not reflect on the actual game and what actually happened. There's so many variables that can happen. Like last week with Carolina, if they didn't score that touchdown on a punt return, it would have been really awful. The game would have been really awful. Okay, so there's unforeseen variables like a kickoff return, a punt return, fumbles unexpected, drop balls. So many variables in the game, but for gambling's sake, we need a marker, and they're not gonna. So it's there. So the like what I'm getting. I looked at when I look at my odds. I look at the best possible odds, and like the best ones I have 10. Okay. Maybe I should have put down the lowest with the highest odds. So there is a 10. There is a 10 point spread for Buffalo. a plus 10 for Denver or a minus 10 for Buffalo, which I see. That's a good one too because 10 points. Uh, I I definitely would have. I definitely would pick Denver if it's a 10-point spread. Once again, I'm not saying that Denver is going to win this game. I don't think they're going to win this game. They're just. I think they'll be in the game, and they're gonna they're gonna find the week. They got more than a week to. They had a lot of more time to prepare for the Buffalo defense and where's their weaknesses. And Denver is going to try to exploit the Buffalo defense weakness, and that's that takes into account for this the gambling too, where all the spreads are coming. Uh, so I'm gonna say once again that for gambling purposes only, that Denver will take Denver with the 7.5. I don't think Buffalo's going to cover it, but they are going to win. And the over under, unless it's a runaway train with one team, I can't see it being a Wild West shootout. Now I'll get back to just looking over the Coach Coyote's notes on the game. And he says for Buffalo, he as a coach, he approves of that team meeting only, like I said earlier. I approve and the coach approves of that team meeting only. I it can't hurt. It can't hurt to have people. These are professionals. Lots of money on the line. Lots of pride on the line, and very competitive. And they want to win. Now, I mean, this isn't just a win that Buffalo needs. It's a very big win that Buffalo needs. So to keep pace with the AFC East, because they need to keep pace with the Miami Dolphins. At the beginning of the year, I'm sorry, at the beginning of the NFL season, this might have seemed like an easy win for Buffalo, even with a new head coach, because Buffalo was on a very good tear last season. Well, there was lots of games where it showed how the Bills could run away with a team or steamroll a team. Now at the beginning of the season, it looked like Buffalo was on pace to steamroll over some teams and win big. And then things went wrong. The first game, they lost to the Jets, even though Aaron Rodgers was out of the game. I and the coach, I should say, the coach and I watched that game, and we're both like, "What is going on? Why is Buffalo having so much trouble?" And then we said to each other, "Oh yes, let us not forget, New York Jets have a decent defense that, like any other AFC team, would just love to have parts of their defense. I mean, they could keep a team into the game. A Cincinnati Bengal offense and a Buffalo. I'm sorry, a Cincinnati Bengal offense and a New York Jet defense would be an amazing team, or any AFC team with good offense. The Jets just have a really good offense. It also it's just that there was such a collective size of relief from clapping when Bills were winning. Uh, we were like when both the coach and I were watching the game on was it? Ah, yes, I remember now. The Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There was a lot of just like uh, extra loud cheering, and it was based on just relief that, but the offense was going well. So tonight's game was, I feel, we'll see a lot of that when the Bills are doing really good. If the Bills on their first drive do really well, there will be extra hard cheering only because it's like, yes, this is what we want. We want, as Bills fans, which I should say you should expect it as Bills fans, that Buffalo is a team of destiny to get into the playoffs and steamroll teams. These, what I consider teams that are not as good as Buffalo, like Denver with its unusual problems. Uh, you know, that's what I'll feel like we're gonna see. The coach and I will see tonight is that we're gonna be, I'm gonna be watching the game with the coach, and once in a while we'll look at each other and we'll say, there's a lot of extra cheering from the crowd when Buffalo's doing well in the first drive, second drive, or third. They There might be a lot of cheering if just doing the second and third consecutive first down on their first drive. It's more of we collectively as fans are saying yes, we want sustained drives and we want to see this on a regular basis. We're not fickle fans here. We're just expecting it because of what the past of years ago, 2 years, and even this year, of certain times in games when that's the Buffalo Bills offense that we know and, of course, love. Now, one of the biggest weapons Buffalo has, should we use the word weapons? Let's just say one of the best plays they have is Josh Allen running. Yes, that's not a weapon. More is like it's a play. If it's a designed Josh Allen run, that's one thing. But Josh Allen being allowed to run when he wants to, like to be able to just run when he feels that he sees an opening to get a first down. I'm gonna think that Buffalo is gonna be hard to hold Josh Allen for that. But for me, and the coach is even saying this, for Josh Allen, when he runs, if you know you got the first down, slide, slide. Don't try to get that extra, like say if it's first and 10, or even third and 10. You know, if this is what we're saying, coach and I, is after the 11th yard or 12th yard, slide, slide. Don't hurt your shoulder or any other part. I feel that it's safe for Josh Allen to run as long as he looks for out of bounds, run out of bounds, and tries not to hurdle people this time. Like it could go really bad. I mean, uh, there's a lot of things that could go bad with those hurdles. But a Josh Allen run, uh, like I said, enough for a first down, slide, because they're gonna mark it where the ball is, not where the legs, not not where the knees are, where they land in the slide. So as long as you just push the ball ahead of the first down marker, that's all it's needed. Um, well, if Josh Allen runs on a scramble on his own, not a design play, and successful on the first down, there would be more cheers from the crowd, because I think the crowd is feeling collectively, listening to AM radio or anything else they pick up on the internet, that the statistics are that quarterbacks get hurt in the pocket more than they do running. So the idea that Josh Allen running is going to hurt, yes, it's a very good possibility. I mean, but you have to limit your possibilities of getting hurt by preventing it by sliding it. Sliding, hopefully, we. I know that you're gonna feel that bad that if Josh Allen runs and gets hurt, there would be a lot of people that will be saying he shouldn't have ran. He shouldn't have ran. Yes, yes, yes. But for Josh Allen to be running, it's because the Bills are either behind in the score, tied, or like third quarter and only up by say a field goal. So like Josh Allen on the run is a desperate Bills team on the scoreboard. I'm gonna say this 100%. If the Bills are up by more than 14 points in the third quarter, I don't want to see Josh Allen run at all. I don't want to see him take a bad tackle behind the scrimmage line either. I want him to throw the ball away. Be aware of where the incoming defensive ends and blitzing safeties are, and just throw the ball away, because it's when the foot's planted and trying to throw is when a Josh Allen could let's not say this to jinx him, but it can get hurt. That's when he can get hurt, taking unnecessary sacks when the team is up. Like for me, lots of play action, loose, nothing there, throw the ball away. If your defense, if the buff, I know a lot of fans won't be liking this, but there's nothing wrong with punting when your team is doing very well. And I think Buffalo Bills fans as a whole know that when the punting unit's out there and you're up by 14 points, it's not to and your defense is doing well. Let's just keep the game plan going. And now for the Denver Broncos to win this game. Okay. The Denver Broncos are going to have to do one thing, is capitalize on their time off to study the weaknesses of the Bills' defense. I don't know. I pointed this out to the coach, and I don't know if he hasn't really responded. But to me, he didn't even give me an eyebrow. But I said that Buffalo seems pretty weak on covering simple things like a design screenplay. I mean, it just happens once in a while that Buffalo will have blown coverages on a screenplay, or those there's another thing that I wanted to point out. I don't know if it's viable or if it's real. Is that the Denver offense with Russell Wilson, in my opinion, would could do well if they come out Wilson under center in the shock, or I'm sorry, it should be in the shotgun position, and just go right, go left, and Wilson with a 5 yard toss to one of his checkdowns. It makes for a very dull game for fans, but they hurt. It's the old cuts by paper. What's it? Paper cuts. 1,000 paper cuts. So in this case, it's losing the game or by 1,000 paper cuts. There are all these little ouchies that happen when there's a quick 3 yard toss for Russell Wilson doing a quick 3 yard toss to the an out pattern to the just to the check down, and that gets 10 yards. Ooh, okay. Or it's let's just say that it's third and 14. Third and 14. Wilson still throws a check down pass 2 yards, and it goes to 16 yards. That's another one of those frustrating moments that I feel that the Buffalo defense has a weakness with, is covering the checkdowns for some reason. Or our very big third option with the Denver win, it could be the scrambling of Russell Wilson. Does Buffalo need to keep one player on defense on Russell Wilson? Because if Russell Wilson scrambles for a couple of first downs, there would be a lot of frustration in the stands because they just I I know Buffalo, like I said, Buffalo fans. I'm not saying that they're the best fans. I'm just saying that eh, you know every it's and they're very Denver has been a very passionate fan base too. Buffalo has a very passionate fan base, but it's just that Buffalo is such a small market. The passion is just a little bit deeper because they know they are a small market, and it's just a feeling, the fans of frustration of like, I can't. Can we cover those simple check down passes that go for a first down? And it's almost, you rather say I'd rather get beat by the long ball because I don't think they're going to be able to do the long ball. I don't see Denver doing a long ball game with 40, 30 yards in the air before it's caught. I don't see that. I could see Buffalo trying a few long ball throws. It's the old keep the defense honest, like doing a running play to keep the defense honest. Now, now the running game for both teams. Let's see. That's a big factor because whoever gets their running game on has a very good chance of running away with this game. In the sense that not of the score, but to keep the time of possession and get a break with the defense stopping the other team, it would be a frustrating game, whoever loses. That here's how the scenario can work where let's just pick, it doesn't matter which team it is, but if it's Denver or Buffalo tonight, if their running game is uh, like NFL standard and really good, like for this game, it's a really good running game, and they got the running game on. The the game would seem close at the end, just looking at the score. But the feeling during the game was it was never actually that close. It felt close, but when say the defense stopped the other offense, then it became like, this this is going to be scary. That the team is going to win on time of possession. Well, I will give a review of the game tomorrow, but for tonight, I'll be watching the game with the coach. I'll have the clipboard out. He's gonna write notes too, and then I'll compare notes with the coach. And tomorrow we'll do a game summary of tonight's NFL football game. So this has been Sports News Reviews, NFL Monday Night Football pregame talk, Buffalo versus Denver, with the coach, Coach Coyote. So this is both Sports News Review and the Coach Coyote saying over and out.